creatures, you gods and goddesses, thank you so much for participating with us today. We'd like to welcome you to the show. And today, we're airing it out on New York City's High Line. And we're not doing it alone. No, because today we've got the most special guest. You know who's going to help me get into some headlines right away? Well, it's time for Drew's News, your daily brain scrub with the good news squeegee. And with me at the desk is a very special co-pilot today. She is an award-winning actress and a dear friend. And please welcome back to the show, Dakota Johnson! I know! You know, Dakota and I have known each other for a long time.
Yeah,
like,
long time.
I mean, God, how old were you when we first met? When I would see you with your mom at the hair salon?
I was like 14.
I would see you at our hair salon with your mom. And it's funny, too, because I was, like, young and not a mom yet. And yet I always felt very sisterly, very, like, I would play with your hair. Mm-hmm. I crossed a lot of lines immediately with you. I felt very magnetically drawn to you, and I was always pawing at you.
Yeah. You would pick through my hair and be like, I want this color and this color.
It's true. You always have had the best hair colors.
Thank you. I was a blonde person then.
Well, for anyone who hasn't been here, the High Line is an incredible public park that stretches for 20 city blocks on a historic elevated train track. I remember back in the day when I used to go to a bar down the street called Hogs and Heifers. Anyone remember?
Right on.
Did you ever go to Hogs and Heifers?
I didn't.
Well, it was...
I can't say that I did.
It was famous because girls would get up on the bar and dance and then remove their bra in an appropriate way, kind of like flash dance, Jennifer Beals style. Yeah. You know, like
I'm into that. I'm there.
The art of removing your brassiere with clothing on, and then they would leave the bra on the giant heifer that was mounted on the wall. So there were thousands of bras.
Love that.
And it was the coolest
institution. It's not there anymore?
It's just a plaque now.
That's sad.
Like, remember the good old days, they're over. All right. Well, since we are here at the historic High Line, I say we get into some headlines.
Yeah, headlines.
High Line headlines. Let's jump into the news. All right. First up, we've got to talk about neighbors. We've all got them. But are you best buds with them? Are you strangers? Do you avoid them? What's your deal with your neighbors? Because Town and Country reports that before the pandemic, data showed that 30% of people were friends with their neighbors, while at the other extreme, 30% said they were total strangers. But a more recent study found that during the pandemic, 1 out of 3 people said they got a lot closer with their neighbors. Dakota, what is your neighbors like? Who are they, and what's your relationship with them?
One neighbor I don't talk to, and then the other neighbor is Jimmy Kimmel.
I love him.
I love him too.
And I don't know his wife, Molly.
She's amazing.
Okay, so those
they're great neighbors.
Are amazing neighbors.
Yes. Except they have a lot of parties and they don't invite me.
Is this for real? Because, you know, people have gotten in trouble for claiming not being invited to your parties.
God.
That was amazing, by the way. Like, amazing. Yeah. And the neighbor who's not so nice.
No, they're probably fine. They just really like to cut my hedges without asking. But they're probably nice people.
Have you ever said, I like a full bush? Don't trim the hedges?
My bush. No. I'm not really a confrontational person.
Okay.
Unless they'll grow again.
All right. Next, we're going to move on to some breaking news about your bathroom. So a study finds that science literally decoded this and discovered that the #1 dirty area in your bathroom is your towel rack, which
I don't have a towel rack.
Do you have a hook?
No.
Do you air dry?
The floor.
Straight onto the floor. Do you have a hamper?
Yes, I do.
Which
I
is
do have a
such an
hamper.
ugly word,
It is
hamper.
gross. Yeah.
Sometimes I get caught. Because I'm hamper so much quicker than laundry basket. So I'll say to the kids, "Hey, don't forget to put that in the hamper." And I'm like, God, I hate that word.
Yeah.
So no hook, no basket, just
No
the
towel
floor.
rack.
Well, I guess your floor might be the new bathroom pole. Dakota, it's your story.
Listen, Drew, there's no shame in a dirty towel rod, nor a tramp stamp. Apparently, the tattoo trend from the early 2000s is back. The blog Scary Mommy says Gen Z is all about the lower back tattoo. First order of business, let's change the name. We could call them back jazz, or tail art, or spine design, or butt crown.
The butt crown, I'm warming up to it.
I like butt crown.
You do? I feel like it was unfair to women to just say you've got a tramp stamp now. I have a lower back tattoo. I don't want to be called a tramp.
You do?
I do.
What is it?
It's little tiny angels. I got them when I was like 13.
Oh, that's really cute.
It's not a tramp stamp.
No, it's a butt crown.
It's a butt crown.
News this week, Drew Barrymore, not a tramp.
Exactly. Thank you very much. All right, well, next we've got another addition to our vocabulary. It's the
TM.
latest dating term. InStyle reports that if you are dating someone new who you really like, but then you backslide and maybe you text an ex or you go on a random date with someone else, okay, this phenomenon is now being called
Temperature checking.
temperature checking. I think be careful with temperature checking. Don't blow it over a temperature check. That would be my advice.
I feel like if you need to take the temperature, you probably aren't feeling the heat. You know what I mean?
Thank you. I much prefer your review of this subject. All right, you take this story.
And finally, once you're in a relationship, how important is it to share a bed? A piece on Gawker recently suggested the dream relationship consists of not one, but 2 bedrooms. A lot of people are fans of this. Couples who sleep in separate rooms say they love the private space and they get way better sleep.
What are your thoughts on this?
I like 1 bed. I don't like separate beds, but like whatever blows your bangs up.
All right, well, before we go, we have a brand new movie coming out in December that's truly built by a powerhouse super team of humans, and it's called The Lost Daughter. And it is starring you and Your Majesty, Olivia Colman, written and directed by the incredible Maggie Gyllenhaal. It was all the rage at the Venice Film Festival. Can you illuminate us on why everyone is just floating on air over this beautiful project of yours?
What Maggie did with this film is something very different and very honest, and it's about women and how complicated and troubling it can be to be a woman in the world and to be a mother-daughter relationships, and it's so beautiful, and Olivia is like...
Well, I'm so happy for you, and I love everything that you do. And you have Tea Time, your amazing production company that also is a beautiful curated list of all things. I highly recommend deep diving into this gorgeous world that you've created that has a tremendous femininity and a tremendous European flair, and yet it's so confident and yet so breezy. It's so artistic without ever being alienating. It's such a welcoming destination.
Yes. Mic drop.